ever received any money from government institution, constituency development fund, county, the second priority we give to them. If you had not applied for any help, but you had received maybe CDF money, we refer to CDF first. It doesn't matter whether you received CDF in year 1 and you have an overpayment in year 4. We consider the government funding first. Even if you receive your help in year 1, year 2, year 3, you don't receive your help. Maybe you don't want to apply for help second year or third year or fourth year. We always give them the first priority. Second priority we give other sponsors like CDF. The third priority we give your guardian. When you are filling your admission forms, there is a place where you are given to fill your guardian, your parent, your mother, your father, your siblings. Those are the people that we referred. We don't refer the students, so that you don't go and ask them for excess money so that we can refer you. We don't give a refer to student, we refer to guardian. If you have excess money, we don't transfer to other students, except your siblings. And if you never provided someone as a sibling when you are being admitted, you remember when you are filling your application form, there is somewhere you are asked of your siblings. If you indicated not applicable, just know that we cannot transfer to not applicable. So if you have a sibling and you did not indicate to us when you are joining, we don't consider that sibling if they emerge along the way. So if you must have provided the correct details on the day of your admission. So the last part of refund is always a transfer maybe to your sibling, and only to the siblings that you provided on your admission. I have one student who is a postgraduate student who is seeking a lot of transfer to a sibling. The unfortunate thing is that both the person who is receiving the money and the one who is requesting the money to be transferred, they indicated siblings as not applicable. How can they be applicable now when they have one of them has completed studies? So that means there is no way you can transfer that money to them. So just know that when you ask for information, provide for correct information, because at one time you will be required that information, and that the information you provided on your admission, we will always consider it to be the most reliable information. And as in student finance, we always say that if any other siblings was born when you are in the university, by the time you are reaching your fourth year, that sibling will not have grown up to be a student in the university. So we always consider those who are provided now when you are joining. For those many remarks, I want to finish at that point and wish you all the best, and once again to welcome you in Kisii University, and feel at home here at Kisii University and enjoy your stay. And I'm sure that majority of you, when you come to Kisii University, you will not be waiting to go back to your home area. I came here 17 years from my home area in Murang'a, 17 years here in Kisii University, and have never gone back there. I only go there to visit. So I'm hoping those of you who have come from far, from Mandera, Mombasa, Murang'a, Eldoret, feel at home in Kisii University and enjoy your stay here in Kisii University. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gaitho. Isn't that encouraging? That when you come here, have a positive attitude, and I keep on encouraging you to have a positive attitude, that you might end up being in Kisii University and not going back home. You go there when you only visit. That is encouraging, Gaitho. Thank you very much, Madam Ruth, our Deputy Finance Officer, and Gaitho for that information about our finances and how we can be correct to be in the right place. through the finances. And at this particular time, we'll have to at least appreciate them because we have not appreciated them. Which is the best way we can appreciate them? Yeah, shower. Shower them. Shower, 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 shower. Thunder, thunder, drop. Thank you very much. At this particular hour, I'm going to invite Madam Dean to invite our Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academics, Research, and Student Affairs. Welcome, Madam.
Thank you, Madam Pauline. All protocol observed. It is my single and humble privilege to bring to us our top member of management, our Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic, Research, and Student Affairs. He is a professor in the field of agriculture. He'll give us the details. I know he is a father. He is a very humble servant. He's soft-spoken, but very thorough in what he does. He wants things done well, and at the right time. His name is Professor Evans Basweti. The other one is Abenga. Abenga. Can we clap for him as he comes to take us through university policies that govern student life for respectful engagement and successful learning? Because there are policies that govern our stay here apart from the student handbook. Can we clap until he picks the mic? Let's clap and continue, continue, continue. Welcome, Professor. Take the stage.
Thank you, Dean. I want to thank you very much, Dean, for that nice introduction. Dean of Students, academic deans present, colleagues, student leaders, our first-year students. Good morning. Good morning once again. Muko salama. Yeah, my name is Professor Evans Basweti. I'm the DVC. DVC stands for Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic, Research, and Student Affairs, Kisii University. I am as Dean said, I'm a professor of agriculture or agronomy. I'm an agronomist. Let me give you my brief background. My first degree is in animal production from a university known as Egerton University. Then I started just like you have started now. Went to Moi University for my master's in agroforestry. Thereafter, I proceeded to USA, a place known as West Virginia. I went to West Virginia University, where I did my PhD. I also worked in that university. Thereafter, I was lucky. I got an international position as a senior scientist with International Livestock Research Institute in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. From Ethiopia, I realized that I had stayed out for close to 8 years. I decided to come home. So I came to Kisii University in 2010. So I've been here since 2010. That's a brief history about myself. It's good to know who your DVC is, so that when you'll be interacting with him, you have his brief background. I want to ask you students, can you tell your neighbor it is good to be here? Tell your neighbor it's good to be here. Tell him or her it is wonderful to be here. Good. I would like you all to believe that very much, because I know very well that it is very good to be where you are right now. You are now our student at Kisii University. My dear son and daughter, you are a university student, and that alone puts you in a different category. You know, you have now started a journey. Remember yesterday, during the speech of our VC and other speakers, they say that life is a journey. Likewise, education is a journey. You started from primary, now you are in another phase of education. And you have started it here. This is the place that will make you, or will take you to where you want to be. If you want to be a doctor, you want to be a scientist, just like myself, you will be there. But one thing that is important in life is to have focus. You must be focused in what you are doing. You have what is known a personal vision. Personal vision. Plan your work. Remember here, you are on your own. Nobody will be telling you, amuka enda darasa. You have to program your work. I think this one you have been told. And you have a lot of freedom. And whatever you will be doing, know that if you do a wrong thing, you also face consequences. So, it is important to be smart, work smart, be focused, and be faithful to your academia. And that's the reason why you are here. Hakuna business ingine. You are here because you want to excel in your academic endeavor. Here, you have been told this, you have also to socialize kidogo. By socializing, I mean you will be joining different clubs, sports, different societies, so that you network. It's important to network so that in 3, 4, 5 years, 6 years after you finish your academic life, all here, you will be working and you will be meeting so and so. You say you were in Kisii University and you never met. So it's good to be in those clubs and societies where you can socialize. Let me now go to policies. I was told to talk about policies that govern the smooth operation, your smooth operation here in the university. This one you have been told, and it will be repeated. They'll all be repeated now and then, so that you know exactly what is expected of you. The first one is all students are expected to adhere to university's code of conduct. You must have a copy of students' handbook and a code of conduct through Dean of Students' Office. Familiarize yourself with what is those handbook and code of conduct, so that you know what is expected, your expected behavior, and the consequences for violation of those rules and regulations. Ensure that we have a safe and a respectful campus environment. It's important to have a safe environment. And as management, we will ensure that you have a nice lecture halls, good lecturers who give you quality teaching research. The other thing is academic quality assurance and integrity. Kisii University upholds the highest standard of academic quality integrity. Any form of academic dishonesty, for example, cheating in exams, is strictly prohibited. If you are caught cheating, the consequences are also dire. You can be expelled, you can be suspended from the university, and that's not good for you and your families. In our examinations, you'll be having continuous assessment, and continuous assessment which constitutes 30% in most cases. 30%, and the final end of year examination, which is 70%. This one, you sit for those exams if you have fully paid the fees. This one has been expanded by Student Finance, Mr. Gaito. So ensure that you pay your fees. I know most of the fee will be this. We are expected to receive funds from the government. This will come in October. So for now, we are not asking you to pay any fee if you are a government-sponsored student. Student support services. This one you have been told. We have in the university, we offer various support services, including counseling, career guidance, academic advising, mentorship through faculty members. And it's good to utilize these resources to enhance your academic and personal development. The policies we have talked about are designed to create conducive and respectful learning environment and to support your overall well-being during your time at Kisii University. Ignorance of these policies is not an excuse for non-compliance. We are expected should any student have in your time a question at Kisii University. Should you have a question? Of these we have is not the division of academic compliance, research and student affairs, which are head as an open policy, open door policy. What do I mean? You are free to come if you have issues. Should you have a question? You are welcome to come to us, ask us some things you don't understand. Ask us how do we go about it, because at the end of your study, we want you to be proud of Kisii University. So with all the few remarks, once again I want to welcome you to Kisii University and have a vision, personal vision, so that you excel. Asante sana, mkuwe na wakati mwema na Mungu awabariki sana.
Yes, our Deputy Vice Chancellor has clearly indicated that there are rules and regulations that are going to assist us move smoothly. And when you abide by these rules and regulations, you will succeed. Isn't it? Who does not want to succeed? Who does not want to succeed? Who does not want? Hakuna, kila mtu anataka kusucceed. Can we put our hands together and give Professor 3 tire? 3 tire. Tunaanza na kidole. 1, 2, 3. Tunakuja mguu. 1, 2, 3. Tunakuja mkono. 1, 2, 3. Si kidole, mguu, mkono. Si ndio? Aya, kidole, mkono. I wanted to see whether you are listening. Okay, kidole, mguu, mkono, mkono, mguu, kidole. Kuna wenye wamepotea, mumenipatia scratches hapo kali sana. Lakini Professor, we are so thankful for your guidance this morning, and we are proud of you as the head of our division. We are going to make you proud. Thank you so much. I hand over the mic to our able MC, Madam Pauline.
Thank you, Madam. Do you appreciate that? Sikusikia kama mlifanya vizuri hata kama Dini alisema hivyo. Ilikuwa kidole na nini na mbao ni kidole? Hebu rudia. Au ukweli haitoki? Wengine hata wanafanya tu hivi. Kwani vidole hivi vimevunjika? Fanya. Alafu tena hapana, mkufanyia mwisho kabisa. Kidole, mguu. Tena hapana, mimi nimesema hapa. Kwa nini mnapotea? Anyway, lakini next mmejua. Ukianza unaanza hapo chini, tena unarudi juu ndio unafanya. Okay, nice time. Nimefurahia sana. Thank you, thank you. Now this particular hour, we are going to invite the e-learning. E-learning hapo ndio kuna maneno. Kuna wale na wako na mulika muizi, kuna wale wako na smart. Sasa hapo ndio kuna maneno. Maneno. Si ndio si ni maneno? Wenye mulika muizi kuna maneno. Sasa maneno yatatengenezwa na our Dr. Maake, the director e-learning. We invite you to come and talk to these good students. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Good morning, students. Yeah, thank you so much. It's really wonderful to have you here. And good morning, my colleagues here. Karibu Kisii University. This is the university of the 21st century. And when we talk about the 21st century, it's a century that has a lot of things that deal with technology. And I'm glad to say that I am in that docket of technology. And that's why we call it e-learning, electronic learning, or learning with technology. Now, my name, as you've heard, is Dr. Bernard Maake. And I am a computer scientist. I did my first degree in computer science, my master's in computer science, my PhD in computer systems engineering. And that was in South Africa, in Pretoria. During my first degree and my master's, I got first class honors. So that means the people who are serving you here are hardworking people and excellent people in their service. So know that your lecturers, your professors, your administrators are hardworking people, and you're also supposed to be a hardworking student. Now, straight into e-learning. What is e-learning? You might want to ask. It is actually learning using technology. And technology is where we are at. We are in a generation that must use technology to do their day-to-day activities. And when you come to university, Kisii University has also embraced this technology. Now, I want to say something that would surprise you. This year, early this year, Kisii University received an award from the government or from Kenneth, you'll understand it later, for being the best university in the country to actually use technology. Makofi kwa Kisii University. Yeah, that means we're doing well. If we were the best in blended learning, using technology and also coming to the university and learning, then that shows that we're doing extremely well. We beat the big universities like University of Nairobi, JKUAT, and all these other universities. And that means that in the region, Uganda, Tanzania, and all these other places are also coming after us. So this is the best of the best universities when it comes to technology embracing. So be ready to use technology in your studies. Now, COVID happened. When COVID happened, people stopped going to school. That happened to you, I know you remember. And people stopped going to work. That time, Kisii University embraced technology. And we were teaching from our homes, and all the students were receiving the lectures from their homes using technology. And it even so happened that we even conducted CATs and exams using technology. And we thank God that it was extremely successful. And that's why I want to tell you that now that you've come to Kisii University, be ready to receive your lectures through technology, to do CATs through technology, to do exams through technology, to collaborate and discuss in groups through technology. And this would empower you and give you the skills that are so much needed in the market out there. When you go to the market after your degree here, they would ask you, are you technologically savvy? Do you understand technology? You will tell them, yes, I understand, because actually I have used technology during my university days. So we will be talking of what is happening at the e-learning directorate. I want to welcome my staff just to stand here with me, those who are available here. I'm giving you the structure of the e-learning directorate at Kisii University. At Kisii University, the e-learning directorate has a lean staff. We're not so many. We are actually less than 10. But we are beating all the universities in the country. That shows you that this staff are extremely hardworking. Now, we have a director, who is me, and then we have a deputy director, who's currently at the office, and then we have the technical team. These are the members. They're going to say their name and their docket, and then they'll hand back the mic, and maybe if I forget something, towards the end, they will come up and tell you what that is. Name and your docket.
Good morning, students. My name is Mogoi Oganda Bartholomew from the Directorate of E-Learning. I serve as a systems administrator in charge of technical support. We'll interact more. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bartholomew. Yes.
Good morning. My name is Dominic Mokaya. I'm an instructional designer. I ensure that your experience in the online platform is seamless. Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much, Dominic.
Hello, my name is Simba Hilary. I'm in charge of all of you seated here. I'm in charge of learner support. So we shall be interacting as time goes by. Thank you.
Thank you so much. These are the people who are going to ensure that you log in safely, you start using the content there, you have any problem, they are there to support you, and even the system admin will make sure that the lecturers and the whole platform is running very well. So this is the team that is here to support you. Now, we have one other staff, technical staff. She's a lady, Faith Gadambi. She didn't come, she's at the offices. And we also have an administrator who takes care of all matters in the directorate. Now, she also didn't come. Now, our offices, I know you know where they are. You go to ICT building, 4th floor. You will see e-learning. So if you see e-learning, just come there and we will support you. But now the good thing is this, since we are also we are also having lots of channels which are E for support. We will tell you in due time how we can support you remotely. You don't have to come to the directorate to get support, but sometimes you can call or you can actually go to the platform and you will get all the help that you need. Now, let me talk about the e-learning. When you hear the word e-learning, it means electronic learning. And what we use to learn is a technology that we call a learning management system, LMS. From time to time, mtakuwa mkitumia this word. Umelogin kwa LMS, umeupload kati yako kwa LMS, umepata results za kati yako kwa LMS. That could mean that this system, LMS, Learning Management System, is the platform that is there to help us conduct learning and also to conduct exams. I will say this. We have two platforms. One is for learning and another one is for examination. So when you will be doing your examinations, you will be required to log in into the exam portal. But then when you will be learning classes, you'll be required to log in into the learning management system. If you look at the timetable that has been produced for your learning, almost all your courses have a section that has been written LMS. LMS means that that course will be offered on the virtual platform, on the LMS. Meaning you're going to interact with your lecturer on the LMS. Ni kwa mtandao. So it's like you are interacting or you're making a video call, but then the LMS has got more tools that would make learning efficient. There's either something like a blackboard there, there are speakers there are pens there are tools to actually enable you to sign in your attendance, there are tools that would enable you to access other materials from other places, and many other tools that you're going to get on that platform. That means that once you get on the platform, your studies will pick up without any problem. So the LMS is extremely important. Teaching will happen there, lectures, assignments, cuts, you will receive announcements actually on the LMS and many other things. So this means that you are supposed to at least have an account to log into the LMS. So that is being finalized because the admission process is almost done and you are about to finish also your interfaculty transfers, etc. We will finalize that and we will issue you with the credentials. But in the meantime, one of my staff will come and tell you how you can log in and start using the LMS. So, examination, teaching, support is going to be given, and training will also be given. You are wondering, how are we going to use this LMS? I don't know how to use an LMS, and now I am being forced to attend all classes partly on the LMS and partly physical. Now, we will train you on how to use the LMS. The good thing is this, on the LMS, we have a module that contains a manual. And actually, there are some also video tutorials that are on the LMS, meaning that if you don't know how to do something, you go to that section, you will be able to get help on how to go about it. But again, the good thing is this, after using it for 1 or 2 days, it will be extremely easy. It's like nowadays, small kids are very smart when it comes to using a phone. Unampatia mtoto simu hivi, ameshafika kwa YouTube ama TikTok, umeshanga halijua aje. In the very same way, the way the LMS is designed is a very user-friendly interface that would really make your work easy, more especially when you want to actually study or get into class. So, for you to use the LMS, what are you supposed to have? Now, the MC says, she just said here that watu wa mulika mwizi wako in problems. Now, what was she meaning? For you to use the LMS, you need to access the LMS using a digital device, which is 1, a smartphone, 2, a tablet, 3, a laptop, 4, a computer desktop, and any digital gadget that has got a screen and that can enable you to access something on the LMS, on the internet. So kama kuna mulika mwizi, you will not be able, number 1, to access the web. Number 2, when there's a video lecture taking place, mulika mwizi cannot be able to support the video streaming. Number 3, when there's an assignment you're supposed to upload or even type there, mulika mwizi will not be able to support you in that. And that's why the MC said that mulika mwizi inaweza kuwa na shida kidogo. So, I am glad that I know all first years reported with the laptops. It is actually a requirement. And it's because we understand that each one of you needs to do what? Needs to access learning through the platform. Number 2, I am glad because a smartphone nowadays is accessible to most people. And yesterday and today, as the drums were coming here and there, I would see almost all of us with phones taking videos. So that shows that we have access to the platform using our phones. Even during our exams, the phone can work perfectly. So these are the gadgets that are required to access the LMS. This learning management system is a website. Let me now call it that way. It is a special website that you can just go to Google. For instance, if you go to Google, uandike Kisii University e-learning, it will pop there. E-learning Kisii University. If you click there, it will take you to that site. That is the site that would require you to enter in the registration number and the password. And somebody will tell you how to easily access that one. So don't worry how you're going to access the LMS. The LMS is a website that is accessed anywhere and everywhere in the world. Meaning that if, for example, you are very sick, bedridden, you can attend a class that is currently taking place on the virtual space on the LMS. if it happens that you are very far, you had gone to, let's say, a game spot, something like that, you're not within the campus, you can still access the lecture. Let's say again, in this case, your professor might go out, let's say, to another country for a conference or a workshop or a university engagement. He or she can still conduct class while she's far or he's far, and you will be following class. Technology will enable us not to lose time. So that's what is happening. So we are going to ensure that all first years are enrolled and are registered to the LMS, and they know how to use the LMS. Now, this is a summary of the e-learning directorate and the activities that will be required by you to use the LMS. One of the things that we require you to know is how to log in and access the LMS. Logging in and accessing the LMS is very simple. We'll give you the credentials, and from there you can always change your password. Why is it important to change your password? So that nobody can get into your account. You see, sometimes they're submitting cuts, assignments, and everything. You don't want somebody to use your account to submit their assignment or to submit a false assignment. So you will be required to enter in a registration number, and then you will be required, or you'll be prompted to change the password so that it's a personal thing. So once you have access to the LMS, another thing that would be required for you to do is to interact with the content. Your lecturers your lecturers will post notes, will upload notes, PowerPoint, lecture notes, and other materials for you to use. So when you use those materials, the LMS would monitor, and it would help us know who is using the materials and who's not using the materials. That's very important. Number 3, on the LMS, we will have communication. The lecturer would communicate to the class. For example, the lecturer can say, tomorrow we are going to have a cut. So you're supposed to have that information. And then you as students can also communicate to the lecturer. There's a part there, you can write him a personal message, or you can always write it on the wall. So there is a communication on the LMS. Then again, I did say that assignments, quizzes, cuts will be conducted on the LMS. So you are supposed to know how that is done, and we will train you on how that is done. Next, you're going to receive feedback on your cuts, assignments, and exams that have been done on the LMS. Meaning, we are going to receive grades and feedback based on your assignment. You can do an assignment as a group, and the lecturer would mark, he'll give you marks, and you'll be able to see your marks from the other end. So, apart from that, the LMS would support mobile access, computer access, and all the other digital gadgets access. Next, your data is securely kept and managed by the directorate, so don't worry. We make sure that that information is secure. Listen here. We don't want you to say in your 4th year that you have a missing mark. Why? You did a cut and you cannot be able to trace it. If you submitted your cut in 1st year, that cut will still be on the LMS when you're graduating. Meaning, it's always very important for you to submit assignments, cuts, or whatever work you've been given by your lecturers through the LMS, because it will always be available there. Nothing will get lost. So that is very important. Now, as you use the LMS, from time to time, we, as a directorate, would be updating that LMS. That means if you see a small or a slight change that would appear on the LMS, we will tell you. Maybe it's an upgrade, an update, and something like that. So from time to time, let's say yearly or after 2 years, the LMS can slightly change how it's appearing. It's just because we are upgrading it for the purpose of security and having more features being brought on board. So make sure you do your work well. Now, time management is also taken care of by the LMS. What am I saying? If the lecturer says that submit this assignment before 12 midnight today, now wewe uongoje 12:01 midnight you submit that exam, the system will lock you out. Meaning, if a deadline has been given to you, adhere to that. That will make your life easy. But if you're a late comer, system would not permit that. So time management is also taken care of by the LMS. And then we have collaboration tools. You're going to be told how you can work in groups, how you can collaborate, how you can form groups, and how they can all work together on the LMS. And finally, as you use the LMS, kindly, etiquette and ethics are very important. Be professional. Because there's a time you'll get that you are in a class of 1,000 or more than 1,000 students, and there's a public chat there. Don't just chat, or don't abuse anybody, don't do anything, because everything is recorded. And if you are unethical, we can just retrieve that information and you'll go to disciplinary. So behave well on the LMS, behave well while you're using this technology. It's here to serve us, and I'm really hopeful that you're going to have a very good experience using the LMS. Otherwise, karibu sana Kisii University, and welcome to class. That means we'll see you physically, and welcome to Mtandao. We'll see you through the virtual space, and welcome to the cloud, because we'll be using the cloud system for delivering our education. Otherwise, thank you so much. My team, have I forgotten anything? Yes, one thing maybe from Mogoi, and then maybe I will. Thank you. Yes, I'm just being informed that they can just tell you even how you can access and one or two things. So they're going to take one minute, and then we'll finish. So the technical team, please come here. Just quickly, just start telling them so that they start exploring and using the LMS. Yes, instructional design means that he's in charge of the content that is on the LMS. Thank you.
Good morning once again. Now, the director has informed you, for you to be able to access the LMS, one, you require a smartphone. Now, we created accounts for you on the LMS. But after some time, you will be required to change your passwords. So your username for e-learning, is your registration number in lowercase. Note that your username for the LMS is your registration number in small letters. For example, if your registration number is ED11, maybe stroke 401 stroke maybe 23, then your username will be ED in lowercase 11 stroke 00001 stroke 23. Are we together? The password, the current passwords for now, which you will be required to change. Your passwords are your registration number, but the first letter is capital. Kwa username, kumbuka tumesema everything is in lowercase. For the password, we are saying the first letter is capital. Tuko pamoja hadi hapo? Now, how do you access? You go to your browser, and then you search for Kisii University e-learning portal. Kisii University e-learning portal. Then you click on log in. You go to the browser, you search for Kisii University e-learning portal. You select it, then click on login. Once you click on login, you will be prompted to enter your username and password. Username tumesema is your registration number in lowercase. Password tumesema it's your registration number, but the first letter is capital. Once you log in, mutaona kosa hapo yenye inaitwa an orientation module. We will require you to access that module so that you are able to know how to navigate through the platform. So next week, we are planning to conduct a training, maybe on Zoom, where we will train you thoroughly on how to use and interact with the LMS. Thank you.
Thank you so much. 1 minute. 1 minute, please. Our time is out.
Thank you. Good morning again. With leave of the director, I'll take 1 minute and 30 seconds. I'll talk briefly about online examinations. And as I get to that, I want to encourage you that you are not at Kisii University by accident. You deserve to be here. And just to reiterate on what's been happening around, just to remind you and to inform you that you've joined the first university, the top university in Kenya in matters e-learning. So that's why I've told you that you are not here by mistake. Earlier this year, we received a top award amongst all the giant universities we have around. Kisii University emerged the first one in e-learning. So you are here not by accident, but you deserve. It is by design that you're here. So we understand that the evolution and the way technology has been used, there is also misuse. And I'll mention that we have a secure platform that will ensure that you do online examinations without any challenges with your readily available devices. Dr. mentioned about that you need to have smartphones, either a smartphone, a laptop, or a desktop. But I understand you can't carry your desktop to your examination room, but you can carry your laptop. Okay? Now, our examinations system is configured in a way that we are going to use our mobile phones, Android phones. So ensure that before October, at least you have a smartphone with Android version 10 and above. Why do we say this? Because some functionalities of older versions of Android have been duplicated. So in that case, we require you to have an Android smartphone of at least version 10 and above. So when that time comes, we will inform you how to just to consult. Thank you. At that particular moment, we'll inform you on how to access the examination platform. But as I sit down, a word of encouragement that I want to say from what Mr. Gaido mentioned before the DVC stood up. Gaido was here 17 years ago, and he said that at Kisii University we have a very sweet environment that you do not wish to go back to where you came from. I sat in that pavilion 12 years ago, and I'm happy to say that I've never felt like I should leave Kisii University. When I sat in that, where you are seated, former Registrar Academic Affairs, Professor Philip Owino, gave me one word, or gave us a one word, and which kept me moving. that as you study at Kisii University, ensure that you give Kisii University a name and don't wait for Kisii University to give you a name. What did he mean in this sense? He elaborated more and he said this. We have come from various high schools, best of the best around the country. And wherever you go, somebody will say Kisii School is a very good high school. Who made that name to be good? It's because of the alumni who come from that school. As well as you study at Kisii University, ensure that as you study through, as you finish, wherever you will be, give Kisii University a name. Let somebody face you and say, this person comes from Kisii University. I've heard about it. It's a very good university. Unlike when somebody will see you and say, oh, this is coming from Kisii University, horrible. So ensure that you give Kisii University a name, and that's what we are committed to. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And I just want to welcome the MC to take it over. Welcome to the University of the 21st Century, where we embrace technology.
Mambo mazuri matamu tena muhimu yametamkwa, sivyo? Na mtu anapofanya kazi mzuri unampongeza. Tutatumia aina ya mosquito kuwapongeza, sivyo? Tayari, mosquito. Catch it, confuse it, kill it. Mjafanya kazi mzuri. Mosquito. Catch it, confuse it, kill it. That was very nice. Mr. Derry, kindly come and take us to the next session.
Thank you very much. We appreciate the ICT directors for that contagious, detailed, and professional speech. Oh, yes. About the e-learning. We are going to proceed to our next level, and that will be on research and university linkages. And I'm going to invite Madam to invite our next speaker.
Thank you very much, Odhiambo. Odhiambo is our student, and Diana is our student. They are in the union for the leaders for our students, and we encourage them. We also want them to participate so that they can at least come up like us. At this particular hour, I thank the director for e-learning, and as I told you, issues to do mulika mwizi. Nasikia hizo mulika mwizi, kindly, isiwape stress. That's why I'm here. Counseling is there for you. You can talk to your parents if they didn't buy it for you. Kindly don't get panic, don't get stressed because you have a mulika mwizi, but as you can see, it has come very clear that you need to have a smartphone. And a smartphone doesn't mean that you buy a smartphone of more than 10,000. You can get one between 7 to 10 or even below. A good one, which you can get access to whatever you want according to your learning issues. Thank you very much. At this particular hour, I'm going to invite, before I invite our research, director research, I'm going to invite, we are privileged to have our pastors from CTAM Church. And we'd like to give them like 3 minutes because we are running short of time, at least to come and talk to us. We have Reverend Joel Tor and Pastor Boniface Omondi. I invite them to come and at least give us a word of encouragement before the director research comes to talk to us. Welcome. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My name is Pastor Boniface Omondi from Christ is the Answer Ministries, CTAM Kisii. And I'm glad to stand before these great minds that are seated before me. And thank you to the administration, the lecturers, the master of ceremony for this very brief opportunity. Mine is to welcome you to Kisii and also to welcome you to a time of growth and development. As you are seated here, this is a defining moment, a time where you are at crossroads, and from here you can go any direction. You can go south, you can go east, you can go west, you can go north. right from this university. And we are here to invite you that you can take the right direction, even though at this time you are at crossroads. God has given you an opportunity and called you here, and in a few years' time you will be commissioned to go out there to do what you are meant to be as a destiny. But before then, you need to be formed in terms of character, you need to be competent, and you also need to gain confidence in whatever God has called you to be. And I want to believe that this is exactly what you desire to do. And so my encouragement, very briefly, from the book of the Bible called Lamentations, chapter 3, verse 27. I want to paraphrase it. It says that it is good for a young man, it is good for a young lady to be at crossroads. Why? Because from there you choose where you go. Probably in future you will never have such a golden opportunity to choose where to go, but you will be forced to go in certain directions. So make use of this very great opportunity that God has given you. And so welcome to Kisii. And in case you are looking for a church where to go, we welcome you to Christ is the Answer Ministries, Sitam Kisii. Over the 4 years, we'll continue to interact together. Allow me to welcome the senior pastor, Sitam Kisii, to also bring a greeting and to pray with us. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. How are you? Yeah, my name is Reverend Joel Kipkoech Tor, and I am the senior pastor by the grace of God at Christ is the Answer Ministries. And I want to welcome you specifically, young people. Last week I was home, and as I was traveling back from Eldoret, I think there were quite a number of young men, because I could tell that they were young and they were coming to this place. I could hear them talk in their mother tongue, which happens to be my father tongue, you know, and I just encourage them that as they are coming to this place, they should ensure that when they are here, they stick to what they have come to do. I think that's what I would say. I have interacted quite a lot with young men, especially in universities, and I want to give you one example which is a bad example, which I hope none of you would be able to be found in that. One time, where I come from, because Eldoret is home to Moi University, and there are quite a number of satellite campuses in the town. And there was one time that a group of university students decided to go and party in town. And I think they went to see a game. And then around 4 a.m. in the morning, they decided to hire a taxi back, you know, to where they used to stay, in the outskirts of Eldoret. And unfortunately, because the one who was driving was under the influence of alcohol, and there was a trailer that had stalled, you know, in the middle of the road, and his judgment was impaired, he just rammed, you know, into that. And quite a number of students, you know, we lost them. It was a sad morning for all of us, because we had to pray and counsel with their friends because of that unfortunate incident. So as you come here, let me just read this scripture, and then I will pray. Do not be deceived. 1 Corinthians 15:33. Do not be deceived. Bad company ruins good morals. So as you've come to this place, I want to plead with you, you know, as a pastor, as a father, and I want to ask you that stay away, you know, from people who can influence you to do what did not bring you to do while you are in Kisii. You came here to study. Ensure that you study There are other things that will come along your life, and allow them to come at the time that is appointed, at the opportune time, at the correct time. So pay attention to the company. I know many of you now are free. You know, when you are in high school, you have so many rules that are given to you that you know you cannot even get out of the compound of the school. But here, you have all the time to yourself. But be responsible with the time that you have been given, and ensure that you stick to what brought you to this place. I want to pray and believe that God will bless you as you are in this place. Let's believe together and pray. Thank you. Our Father in heaven, we would like to thank you so much because of the gift of this beautiful day, that the orientation has been taking place for these students who are coming to Kisii University, and at the onset of their studies in this place. Lord, I want to pray for each one of them, that you will cause them to look up to you and even to experience spiritual growth in their lives. I know they have come here and they will grow mentally on matters to do with education and learning, but I pray for their spiritual growth, that as they are in this place as well, let that part of their lives be formed well. And I want to pray for good relationships to come upon the path of each one of them. I pray that you would be able to take them out of those things that would bring them into harm's way. And I want to pray for good judgment. I want to pray for good character development. I want to pray that you will lead them in the path that you have prepared and ordained for each one of them. So I pray that you will cause them even to find a place where they can worship you, whether it is in the Christian Union here in campus or in the churches that are around this place. Lord, I pray that you will lead each one of them into the way that their spiritual lives will be formed, and that they will be responsible students and be good role models even to their friends and to their peers as they study in this place. So I pray for your blessing. I pray for your protection. I pray for your sustenance. I pray for your wisdom to rest upon each one of them, that they would make the right decisions each and every day, decisions that would add value to their lives as individuals, and decisions that will not bring pain to themselves. It will not bring pain even to their families. It will not bring pain even to the administration of this great university. So may you bless them and bless the institution at large. Even those who are continuing with their studies, we also pray that you be with each one of them, and every person who in one way or another is involved with this university, all the stakeholders. Lord, we pray for your favor and your blessing to rest upon each one of them. Receive all praise and receive all glory. For this we ask with thanks, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Thank you. I wish you well. May God bless you.
Thank you very much, men of God. Thank you for coming and praying with us. At this particular hour, I will invite our able Director Research, Dr. Kenanda, to take us through research and linkages. Welcome. DJ, hujaweka muziki, watu labda wamelala. Hebu weka muziki kidogo, watu wachangamke kabla daktari aanze presentation. DJ, weka kitu yenye inachangamsha watu, sio hiyo. Utaweka baadaye kwa sababu umechelewa. Anyway, hebu tuinuke kidogo, tujinyoshe hivi kidogo. Nyosha, mutalala. Tujinyoshe kidogo. Kindly everybody stand, kindly. And those who are standing behind there are chairs in front here, and I think there are some chairs up there. Kindly don't stand. Okay, get seated. Thank you very much. DJ, ulikuwa umezubaa kidogo. Thank you.
Is that the music you pray after the pastor has prayed? Honestly, Good morning, everyone. My name is, I want to repeat because I was here on Sunday. Those who attended Christian Union, they must have seen me with Dr. Rhoda Auni, and I introduced myself as Evans Okemwa, Dr. Evans Okemwa Kenanda, and I am one of the staff members of this university. I am designated as the registrar in charge of research, in charge of extension, in charge of innovation, in charge of resource mobilization. I also want to join my colleagues to congratulate you first for having made it here and even choosing Kisii University as your institution of higher learning for the next 4 years or so, because I know there are some who will be here for 5 years, there are some who will be here for 6 years, especially those who are taking some courses in health sciences like medicine and surgery. Welcome to Kisii University. But before I continue, I want to thank the two pastors who have just spoken. I didn't tell you that I also belong to CITAM Kisii, and these are my spiritual fathers. I felt that there is need for them to come to pray for us even before I speak. I would like to tell you that I will take a very short time, and then I give space for the others to speak. Thank you, men of God, for coming. We wish you well. Now, I told you yesterday when we were doing a matriculation ceremony that in a university is different from high school. And I insisted that you must know that. And there are very many aspects which actually differentiates high school and the university. I told you that in universities, all institutions of higher learning, particularly universities, we do two main duties or even responsibilities, so to speak. One of them is teaching, and the other one is research. Now, in high school, much of the things that you do, much of what the teachers do is that they teach. And the research is not their mandate, it's not their core mandate. But in university, the lecturers are engaged in teaching, they are also engaged in research. And that is what makes them to be called lecturers. We don't call them teachers, but we call them lecturers because they are engaged in teaching and at the same time doing research. These lecturers don't follow a given textbook. In high school, you can find a teacher following a textbook, like written by KLB or whichever text, or KIE. I think these days it's called KICD. But here we don't follow a given textbook. What the lecturers do, they give you a course outline, and then they are able to get into books, into articles, papers that are written online, and they even do research to find new knowledge, which they teach you. So we don't follow a specific book that we can tell you and read a given book and then you are good to go. So we do research, And most of the lecturers are online. As a department in research, what we have done is that we have ensured that all our lecturers are in online platforms, those platforms that deal with matters of, scholarly matters of academia. And one of the platforms I told you yesterday, although a number of us may not like it, it is Google Scholar. If you want to know, for example, Dr. Evans Okemwa Kenanda, what is he doing? Which area is he specialized in? You will simply go to General Google and then be able to type Google Scholar and then type the name of the lecturer, the name of your dean. You can start with the deans, because the deans we have here, I want to tell you, they are very scholarly. One of the things that we are very proud of in this university, and I can always say without contradiction, that this university has really tried to bring on board highly qualified staff. And you can always actually check their profile online and realize that they are really academic, they are very scholarly, and whatever that you are going to get, the content they are going to give you, is well researched. What else do we do in Department of Research? We also try as much as possible to internationalize this university. A university can only be a university if it has got international linkages. That is why I'm being told to speak about linkages. We do have collaborations. As a department, we make sure that this university collaborates with other universities all over the world. And at the same time, we even collaborate with some institutions within the country, both locally and internationally. Even some research institutions, they work with us. And I can give you even one example of some research institutions that work with us, like Kenya Marines and Fisheries Research Institute from Mombasa. We have Kenya Medical Research Institute, and several institutes, they work with us. We exchange knowledge. We have universities in the US, we have universities in the UK, China, India. We work with those universities. And that is what has given us this visibility. And even as I speak, this university is one of the universities that are recognized all over the world. You can get into the university ranking and be able to see world university ranking, and be able to see that Kisii University is on the map. For one, it has got high qualified staff, the professors, the doctors, and at the same time, they are involved in collaboration. And we do research with those universities. Now, as first years now, how do you get into my department? Maybe that is, I may say that it is not a front office. It's not an office that you will be interacting with us several, as like the e-learning. But one thing is even as you study here, we have what we call student exchange. I have talked about partnership, collaborations that leads to partnership. We do have what we call student exchange. We also have staff exchange. That based on that area of collaboration, some of you might find that maybe in a semester, you will be in the University of Manchester, for instance, for one semester, and then you come back. We do exchange students. And that one is based on how well you perform in class. And of course, I must mention that also character. Because when you are getting to those countries, you will you will be our ambassador there. So I want to say that that is how you get in. And again, after your first degree, all lecturers that you have seen here have got 3 degrees. Some may be in their process of getting the 3rd one. The first degree, of course, you are aware, is the one that you have started. We call it a bachelor degree. Some might be doing diploma, but you will get to bachelor's. After getting the first degree, which is normally labeled as undergraduate, then you will go to master's, that is now postgraduate studies. Then from master's, then to PhD. That is when you are actually given the name Dr. So-and-so. So if you get into class and somebody introduces himself as Dr. Evans, for example, that person has got how many degrees? He has got 3 degrees. Because you will be wondering, what is this? How does the word doctor come in? Could this be a medical doctor or what? No. Many of them are professional doctors, academic doctors. Although those who are in school of medicine or school of health sciences, they are doctors who are professional doctors. Somebody who has done, for example, surgeon, surgery and all those areas. So those can be medical professional doctors. But most of us in other schools are medical doctors, and we have 3 degrees. So what I want to say is that if you do well, if you work within your rights and then you find yourself, having a good classification, 1st class, 2nd class honors, upper division, some of you will come back and then proceed with their masters. That is where you will do a lot of research now. Because at master's level, it is where now research comes. At the PhD level is where now research comes. So we want to encourage you that as you start this journey, ensure that you have done well in your undergraduate. And the journey starts now. Interestingly, it is not like high school where you do the final exam. Here you will be doing an exam at every semester. And every exam is as important as the last one. Because we continue having the averages. Somebody must have spoken about it. I don't want to repeat. So at the end of the day, the way you have done your exams cumulatively is what will give you your 1st class or 2nd class honors upper division to enable you to join the master's class and then PhD. By the way, even when it comes to employment, interestingly, even here, before we bring you on board, we want to see how you performed in your undergraduate. You may go all the way to PhD, but we would like to see how did you perform in your undergraduate. We have what we call transcripts, which come at the end of every year, which actually gives us how you have performed in various courses that you have done. We call them units. So before you get a job here, because some of you will be thinking like me, when I was a 1st year, I used to admire a lecturer. And I could say one day I will be a lecturer. And by the way, God took me to that direction. So I want to say this. If you have the same ambition, but even if you don't come here, elsewhere where you will be employed, they will require good grades. That means you will have to discipline yourself, you will have to attend lectures, you will have to ensure that you follow what the lecturer is teaching you, and also read. You are just privileged that you can now even Google. You can even go to some search engines and see and even get more information. Unlike us during that time when we didn't even have a phone. You just get to university, the parents don't know whether you reached, and you stay for 4 months. When you go back is when they will realize that now you have come back. That there was nothing like calling. There was no phone at all. So you could not get the information online. But with you are privileged because even here in the university, I think the director e-learning must have mentioned that we have a Wi-Fi. And we want to make it very strong. And I think the ICT will talk about it. We'll make it so strong that you can always search and then later on research. I think with those very many remarks, because I know you will interact with me later, I really want to stop here, but I want to wish you well, even as you start this journey. This orientation has not been in vain. I request you to take every word seriously. You are our children. And we have used this time just to show you exactly what you are supposed to do here. Such that anytime you go out of it, that will be your own problem. Let me tell you, the Vice Chancellor that you saw here yesterday, you might not see him until the time when you graduate. We don't have parades, we don't have assemblies. As from Monday, you will only be interacting with your lecturers, and we may not even talk to you until the time when you graduate from this university. The university operates uniquely. Please note that now you have started a journey. Take what the elders have told you seriously. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you, Daktari. Tumu-appreciate. Namna gani sio ku-appreciate? Shower, shower, thunder, drop. Shower, thunder, then you drop. Shower, shower, thunder, drop. Thank you very much. Thank you, Doctor. Yes, at this particular hour now, we are going to invite to welcome our able ICT manager, Mongeri, Ms. Mogeri, to come and talk to us. We are kind of running short of time. She has been here, she came here very early, and she has been very patient. Welcome.
Thank you. First years, good morning. Good morning. Mmechoka sana kutusikiza. Mine will be brief, so all I request is that you listen keenly, because what I'll be presenting to you is what will guide you through the 4 years, especially with regards to access to services. So all I request for is that you please listen and listen keenly. My name is Marian Kemunto Mongeri, and proudly a woman in tech and leadership. For the ladies that are privileged to be in science-oriented courses, technical courses, I want to encourage you that much as next week we are opening up for interfaculty transfer, kindly do not transfer to any other course, especially if you've been called or enrolled to undertake a technical course or a science-oriented course. It is possible, and this is demonstrated even by most of us. The COD Computing Sciences is a lady. The Dean School of Computing is a lady. The ICT manager is a lady. Surely, do you have any reason to move away from a technical course? No. So for the ladies that have been enrolled to do science-oriented courses, just an encouragement and congratulations. It's not that I'm ignoring the gentlemen, but that was just an emphasis. I could not go without saying that, because I know what it takes for a woman to walk through that journey. This particular group has already experienced the impact of technology, because your admission process was purely digitized, including the doctor's form, but because of a few hitches here and there, we had to pull that functionality down so that the doctors could sign your forms manually. But I want to congratulate you for the effort you put to also give us an easy time in utilizing the platform, and this far you came. Technology will be part of your life, as you've already experienced, until the very end. And that is why you see us leveraging so much on technology, because technology is the future of work, regardless of which field you're working in or participating in. I want to encourage you, as the e-learning director had indicated, and also his team, that you require smart devices to be able to access these platforms that we are presenting to you. So before I get to the core of the items I wanted to present, I just want to invite my team, the technical team of ICT, so that you get to see them. And if you have difficulties, you can reach them. But I'll be explaining to you how we'll offer our support. So kindly move forward so that I introduce you to the first years. I'll give them opportunity to each say their name and possibly, yeah, I'll give them opportunity so that you can also hear their voices. They'll mention their name and the area that they handle. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Bernard Masita. In ICT, I'm in ICT support. I think we have interacted with most of you while you were doing your support. I want to encourage you. Kisii University is a place to be. I've been here for 22 years. I have seen it grow. So it is our university is headed in the right direction. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is William Magonga. I oversee systems.
Good morning. My names are Adelbert Gisemba, in charge of student portal and emails. Thank you.
Yes, good morning. My name is Moffat Barongo. I'm in charge of maintenance.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Anne Wangeshi. I'm in charge of administration in ICT. All the correspondence in ICT, you'll be seeing me.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. I'm Dennis. I'm at TVET.
Thank you. So that is the team of ICT. The one that was not part of us is the in-charge networks, Mr. George Kilili, who is also a proud alumni of Kisii University. So we have a number of platforms, some of which you've already interacted with, and some that have been mentioned by the previous presenters. So mine is just to make you understand how exactly to access those platforms and how to utilize them. So first is we have a system called the ERP system. ERP in full is Enterprise Resource Planning System, and that is at the core of all functions of the university, from academics, procurement, finance, central services, and all the departments that are within the university. You only, as a student, interact with 3 modules: student management, academic, that processes your results, and finance, where your fees is captured. But you do not log in directly to the ERP system. Instead, you use the student portal. Finance emphasized so much on student portal, so I would want at this point to just tell you how you would get to the student portal. The URL is portal.kisiuniversity.ac.ke. Even from the Huduma interface, you can be able to access it. So you click on student portal, and we've made it possible for you to create your accounts by yourselves. Just like you are able to access Huduma, you do not need to queue anywhere for your student portal account to be created. Just go to portal.kisiuniversity.ac.ke, click on create account. Your email addresses, as they appear on the admission letters, is what you will use to create an account. Once you do that, a confirmation link is sent to that email. How do we access these emails? Go to Google or Gmail platform. Input that email in full. So if you're ed12 0003223 at kisiuniversity.ac.ke, input that in full. Your default password is your registration number in capital letters with the strokes. All those processes, I do not want to bore you through the corporate communications office. We'll be sharing with you those steps so that you can be able to create those accounts. What do you find in the student portal? And this, please, even if you forget any other thing I've said, make sure you remember. The first thing you do is report for session. That is a way of letting us know that you're in school that particular semester. So you report for session, That is what actuates generation of an invoice. Then you can be able to make payment at the bank. Once you've made payment, and at each point of the semester, there is a fee policy, and I believe my colleagues in finance had indicated to you, once you've met the fee policy, you can be able to register for units still on the student portal. Once you register units, the CODs will approve them. Once they are approved, at the point in time, a few days to examinations, we will activate downloading of exam cards. But you're only able to download your exam cards once you complete fee. So you report for session, register units, you can be able to see how much fee has been invoiced, and if you've paid, you can be able to see whether it has reflected, and you can be able to download your exam card. On that portal still, once your results have been discussed in Senate and approved by the CODs and deans, you can be able to view your provisional transcripts on the student portal. So that is how important that particular platform is, and many other services that are within it that you'll be seeing when you interact with it. Then we have Huduma Bora, and I'm sure most of you could be wondering, why do we have so many platforms? There are a few gaps in the student portal. There are a few processes that are not there, and those are the ones that we've digitalized through Huduma Bora. And we will be introducing many more to you as time goes by. We also have the university website. That is where we post all the details about the institution, any upcoming events, any past events, like what we are doing now, that is already on the university website. We have social media platforms managed by our corporate communications office, and I want to hope you're each following them. Even on WhatsApp, we have a channel. I hope you've subscribed to the Kisii University WhatsApp channel so that you receive any updates that are sent to it. So those majorly are the platforms that we have. Of course, the e-learning director had mentioned about the learning management system. We also have the library systems where you can be able to access resources online. Now, there are a few processes that you have already completed, and there are those that I want to mention to you that you'll be doing very soon. Next week, we have interfaculty transfer. That you will do on Huduma Bora. We will activate it. You'll see a list of courses. You select the one you're interested in, and the system will preliminarily tell you whether you qualify for it, even as you await for approval, depending on how many spaces are available. So interfaculty transfer will begin on Monday 18th, and you will do that on Huduma Bora platform that you utilized for your online admission. Then we already have you in the ERP system, but we will require you to report for session so that then we are able to confirm how many of you have joined. Once you report, I'm just emphasizing this because if you register units now, it will be in the current course that you were admitted for. So I would request that you hold on, especially for those that intend to do inter-school transfer. Don't register until you transfer to the new course, so that we do not have a lot of work trying to drop what you're already registered for to pick what you're about to do. So I think I've mentioned those two. Critically, those three processes are the ones that are pending. Reporting for session, that's once you create your portal account, you'll be able to report for session under admission. Then once you do interfaculty transfer on Huduma, go back to the student portal and now undertake unit registration. This you will religiously do every semester. Every beginning of semester, you have to report for session, register units, report for session, pay fee, register units, download your examination card. In the subsequent semesters, once the grades are approved, you can be able to view your transcripts. We also have a number of resources that you can utilize as a student. One, as the previous presenters have mentioned, is Wi-Fi. We are working on what we call EduRoam. EduRoam will be a network management system that will enable you to be validated or authenticated as a user. So we'll enroll all of you students, and once your mobile device detects any Wi-Fi, it can be able to log into it. So it can enable us restrict the devices and also be sure that whoever is logging into it is a student. So that, again, we will communicate to you through the Corporate Communications Office. Then we have support platforms. We are by all means discouraging queuing so that you do not waste your precious time. If you have any challenge, go to Huduma Bora. I'm sure by now all of you have interacted with it. Go to tickets. In fact, on the dashboard, once you log in, you will see provision to raise a ticket. This is already active for finance and for ICT inquiries or service requests. So go to Huduma Bora, click on raise a ticket. Once you do that, select which department, whether it is ICT or finance, and then proceed to select where exactly your issue is and describe. Please always remember to provide your full details. Provide your registration number, provide your name, so that as we look at your inquiry, it's easy for us to respond to you. Having said all that, we also have, aside from Wi-Fi, in the library, we have a number of Ethernet ports. So if you have a laptop, you can walk into the library and plug into one of the Ethernet cables and you'll be able to access internet. There are also a number of computers on the first and second floor. There's also Wi-Fi within the library. You can be able to utilize that resource. So for support, please strictly do not queue. Use the Huduma Bora ticketing system. Raise your inquiry and be patient to let us solve them. Don't raise and in the next 2-3 minutes you're already at ICT, possibly indicating that you've raised an issue that has not been resolved. Finally, as I sit down, is that as you're utilizing these digital platforms,